The man, they say, worked as a domestic worker for the country's first patient, a government official who arrived in the country last week from Switzerland. Nathaniel Blama, the head of Environmental Protection Agency, has since been suspended by President George Weah for allegedly refusing to follow health protocols. Mr. Blama denies the accusations. The authorities say they are working to trace people who had contact with Mr. Blama and his domestic worker, who has been named as Johnny Phillips. In East Africa, Rwanda has confirmed 2 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the total number to 7. The country's Ministry of Health says of the 2, one is a Rwandan woman whose husband had earlier tested positive. The other patient is a German who arrived in Rwanda from Germany on March 13, then developed a cough and went to the hospital on March 15. Rwanda confirmed its first coronavirus case on Saturday. There are now more than 400 known cases of coronavirus across the continent. 4 countries, Egypt, Algeria, South Africa and Morocco, account for more than half of the coronavirus cases on the continent. Egypt has recorded 126 cases, Algeria 60, South Africa 62, and Morocco 37. 7 people have died, 4 in Algeria, 2 in Egypt and 1 in Morocco. Well, as a result of the rise in cases on the continent, many countries are shutting their airports and land borders to keep out people from countries that have a high number of confirmed cases. Hundreds of international flights have been cancelled, schools have closed, and travelers from coronavirus-hit countries have been restricted or, in some cases, banned from visiting some countries in Africa. In Egypt, with the highest number of coronavirus cases in Africa, they have announced it's suspending flights from all its airports starting Thursday to stop the spread of the disease. Côte d'Ivoire has also joined the ranks of African countries that have banned foreign visitors from countries hard hit by the coronavirus pandemic. In a statement, the authorities say the ban only applies to countries that have more than 100 confirmed cases. This includes the US, France, the UK, and most of Europe. All schools and universities have also been closed for 30 days. The country currently has 3 confirmed cases of the virus and no recorded deaths. Tunisia has announced it will be closing its land borders and airspace to all commercial activities from Wednesday in a bid to protect the country from the spread of the virus. Health officials say the number of confirmed cases has risen to 24. And over in Sudan, the Sovereign Council in charge has declared a state of emergency in a bid to stop the spread of the virus. All airports, land and sea border crossings, except to humanitarian aid, have been closed. Sudan confirmed its first case on March 13. The man in his 50s died in the capital, Khartoum. He had arrived from the United Arab Emirates. Test, test and test. That's the latest message from the head of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus. He urges countries to test every suspected case of coronavirus in order to bring the outbreak under control. Currently, not every African country can test for the virus yet, raising fears that cases could be missed.
We have also seen a rapid escalation in social distancing measures like closing schools and cancelling sporting events and other gatherings. But we have not seen an urgent enough escalation in testing, isolation, and contact tracing, which is the backbone of the response. The most effective way to prevent infections and save lives is breaking the chains of transmission. And to do that, you must test and isolate. You cannot fight a fire blindfolded, and we cannot stop this pandemic if we don't know who is infected. We have a simple message for all countries: test, test, test.